Kashmir, lithium reserves have also now been traced in Rajasthan, and this is the Degana area of Rajasthan. Mining as well as the Geological Survey of India officials have said that the reserves are said to be higher than the ones recently found in the valley. Officials have also alleged that the quantity of lithium here can meet 80% of the country's demand. This is a huge development that's coming out of Degana in Rajasthan. Lithium reserves that tune to about 80% of the country's requirement has been found in Rajasthan alone. This has been reported out of the Degana area. Remember how Jammu and Kashmir had seen lithium reserves that had been traced. Now the same thing has happened in Rajasthan, and we are getting to know that the GSI, or the Geological Survey of India, and also the mining department of the country officials are mentioning that these reserves are very, very high in quantity that have been recently found in Jammu and Kashmir. They're much higher than that. And the officials are also saying that all of this quantity of lithium can meet 80% of the country's demand. So huge lithium reserve that has been found out of Rajasthan's Degana area. We're trying to ascertain more details on this story. However, this is what we are learning right now. This is the Degana area of Rajasthan where this lithium reserve has been found out of from. Officials are mentioning how this is a huge cache that has been actually recovered. This lithium reserve has been actually tracked down to Degana in Rajasthan. We also know how there was an earlier incidence of Jammu and Kashmir showing a similar reserve, but that was of a much lesser quantity. My colleague Yash is now joining us on the broadcast. Yash, lithium reserve that the officials are mentioning could be meeting 80% of the country's demand. That is how high a quantity of lithium has been found in Degana in Rajasthan. What are the authorities really saying about this?
Well, it's a very significant thing, actually, if you look at the lithium ion reserves in India. In fact, this is the second such reserve which has been announced by the officials in recent past. And in fact, lithium is one very substance which is actually very crucial to many technology-related inventions which are being done right now. And in fact, not only that, but in semiconductors also, it is one of the very crucial elements which is being used. So getting these reserves is actually something. It's a shot in arm for India as well. And in fact, officials maintaining that it will actually 80% of the needs could be actually met with this reserve being found of the entire country's demand. Is actually a very huge statement. In fact, we have to remember that earlier the reserve which was found in the Jammu and Kashmir, it was around 1.5 million tons of lithium reserve. So in fact, this is very significant coming from this reserve coming in India. In fact, looking at when we are actually talking about the production of many such substances, many such components, including the semiconductors. Now, actually, we have seen how countries like US were actually looking to manufacture these chips in countries like India. And in fact, with getting all the raw materials here itself, and in fact, lithium ion being one of that very key component. And in fact, apart from that, when we talk about the EV story of the country, actually, we have seen how the government has also limited on the use of electric vehicles. And lithium ion actually is also, lithium is also very crucial to the production of electric batteries, batteries for the electric cars. So definitely this is something which is something which the officials will look forward to, because in fact, talking about the lithium actually entirely till now 47% of the world's lithium is produced in countries like Australia, and in fact the remaining 30% in countries and 15% in countries like China. Now, however, China processes the maximum chunk of this lithium around the globe, which is around 58 to 60%. And in fact, now these reserves being found in India is definitely going to do wonders in terms of production of many components which are actually crucial to car manufacturing, and in fact the technology which many companies are looking to in terms of EV and semiconductors.
Absolutely. And Yash, that was a very important point that you've made. Considering India now plans to increase its EV penetration by 30%, at least by 2030, this is a huge shot in the arm for India. After Karnataka, where a small reserve was found, then Jammu and Kashmir, now this is a huge reserve that's been found in Rajasthan. If you can also talk to us about this area, Degana, that we are talking about, and how this is going to be impacting not just the automobile industry but also exports when India is concerned.
Well, absolutely. If we talk about Degna, it's in Rajasthan, and in fact, so basically, when it comes to lithium mining, it's very unpredictable as to where we can find this very ore. So it is like when we talk about other ores, there are definitely different depositories across the country. In fact, India is said to be one of the key. India has key depositories like iron and steel, and in fact now. This metal is actually very crucial, and in fact in terms of production, now when we talk about EVs, many for the key components, when we talk about for the batteries and EVs, many components are being imported to India, and in fact because of that the cost of production also goes very high. Now since this reserve is found in India, we can expect that the cost of the raw material to go down, and in fact things like electric vehicles could actually become cheaper, and in fact with this the government's focus was also on the greener side of the energies, and with finding this metal particularly will actually give a short term for India.
Thank you so much for that, Yash. And with that, we are